Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to build this adorable hermit crab house, something that I designed for the Evermore SMP. And I decided to also make a tutorial for it because it is just that cute. While I do classify this build as a house, it doesn't have to be used as a house. You could make a few adjustments and just make it a sculpture of a hermit crab. I don't normally do this, but I did want to go over that I do not design my builds the same way I show you how to build them. And I know that a lot of people don't like the block for block and some people do. Everyone is different. But just so you know, if you did want to design something like this yourself, I have lots of tutorials for how to do organics, and I basically follow the same tips that I talk about in all of those videos. So you'll see that I started by just doing a rough outline of the shell to get the initial shape, and then worked on filling it in. At this point I wasn't worrying about texturing, I was just trying to get the shape looking right in just the shell part. And once the shell was good, then I went ahead and added the body and added all of the texturing. So you can see there is a different process involved in designing these that is not like how I show you how to build it. And I just want to point that out because I think sometimes it can be kind of deceiving that these tutorials are built and designed the way I show you how to build them, but that's not the case ever. I just thought that was something interesting I could share with you in case you're not familiar with how to do organics. I do have other tutorials that go more in depth on this subject, but I just thought it would be interesting to insert here. Now let's get into the actual tutorial. Here are all the materials you'll need. Most of them are full blocks, there are just a few decorative blocks mixed in there. The only thing I don't have an exact number for are the slabs, the smooth quartz and smooth sandstone slabs. I added those at the end as an extra detail, and I don't have any set amount to use, so they're completely optional. If you want to use them, just grab a few. These are the dimensions of the full house. However, you can see that the base of the house, where all of those brown blocks are, that doesn't take up the entire space. So you could have it overhanging an edge if you needed it to, just as long as the base is somewhere like this. I'm going to build the house one layer at a time. There are 13 layers total, so it's 13 blocks tall. And this first step, where we're just building the house, I'm just going to be using full blocks for this to make it easier. So we'll be adding all of the details after we have the basic structure in place with the full blocks. The first layer is really simple because I already had it laid out with the dimensions, so I'm just going to trace over that with the correct blocks. Of course, also filling in the inside part with sandstone. However you decide to follow along, whether it be by watching me do it or by using the diagram on the left, I'm just going to slightly speed up the video and just let it play with some music, and you can continue building this. You can always slow down or pause the video as needed, and I do have a few tips to give you along the way, and I'm just going to put those on the screen so I don't have to just start talking in the middle of it. But I will talk to you again once we finish building this structure. Now you have the whole hermit crab built, except for the minor details, so let's go ahead and add those now. First, on the front, we're gonna finish off his face, which I could have done more of this, I'm sure, but it's pretty simple. We're just gonna take the polished black stone walls, put 2 on either side of this mushroom block, and those will be his eyes. And taking a jungle fence gate, go ahead and put that directly under this mushroom block and open it, and another one below that right there. And really, that's just for detail and to look interesting. I don't really know what it's supposed to be, but I like the look of it. And for the pointed dripstone, I'm going to take this and put a couple of those on either side. It almost looks like a tusk. It's really supposed to kind of look like his antenna things, but I didn't know what else to use. So yeah, that's all we're doing for the face. If you have a better idea for what to use there, feel free to do that, but this is what I ended up with. Now you could call this done if you're happy with this. However, I want to add some extra slabs just to give it a little more detail and just make it look that much nicer. It really doesn't need the extra detail, but if you want to make it look a little bit smoother and cleaner, I would recommend adding in some extra smooth quartz slabs and smooth sandstone slabs. So I'm just going to mix these in all over the shell wherever I think that it could be smoothed off a little better. So there is no right or wrong way to do this. I don't have an exact amount of slabs I'm going to place. I would just recommend looking around the entire build and put them wherever you see fit. So for example, I'm in the front. I'm going to put a couple of sandstone slabs right here. So we're trying to smooth it off, but we don't want to be putting them on the edges. The whole idea is to create these very gradual shapes, either from this angle or from the side angle. So see how it looks very stair-steppy right there? I think I'm going to try to smooth that off as much as I can. I could put a single slab there, maybe a slab right there. I can't really put one there. I could if I wanted it to look smooth from this side, but it doesn't really do much for the front. So I think I'm just going to skip out on that one. So really it's only if I think it's going to benefit all angles, then I'll put it there. And there is no right or wrong way to do this. If you just want to randomly place stuff, if you want to place them where I'm placing, I guess feel free to slow down the video, but I don't really think it makes too much of a difference. I would just place them wherever you think it needs it. And yeah, I know those ones are on the edge, but I do kind of like those there. So there is no right or wrong way to do it. Just put the quartz slab on top of the mushroom stem or bone block, and then the sandstone goes next to sandstone colors. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. Just go crazy with it, I guess. If you want to slow down the video and see what I'm doing and copy it exactly, you can do that if you so wish. I do like to go on these inside corners. I know this is birch here, but I think it does look nice to put a little bit of sandstone right back there in the corner just to smooth it off just a little bit. It looks really nice. Some of these edge blocks are kind of hard. Now, I will say you could mix in some stairs too if you really wanted to get crazy with detail, but I don't think it's always necessary. So once again, use your own discretion and add wherever you think it's necessary. So here's how my crab is looking currently. I don't know if you can tell much of a difference, but I do see a little bit of a difference. Just to smooth out the shell in some places where you can smooth it, I think it does look a lot cleaner and a lot nicer. And the final step is to simply clean up. We don't need these guides anymore, so I'm going to remove all of these, and then we'll have our finished hermit crab. I'm going to leave the rest of the build up to you to decide what you want to do with it, how you want to decorate the outside and inside. I will say the inside is a little bit weird just because of the shape of it. It's kind of hard to actually put interiors in there. I'll just leave that to your own creativity to come up with something to do in there, but I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was a little bit more complex, hopefully it wasn't too difficult, but thank you all for watching. If you did watch, these videos don't usually get watched all the way through, so if you did watch it, good job on you. I hope to see you some other time. Bye!